In this tutorial, we are going to study the muscular tissue. So when the word muscle comes in your mind, what image do you think? So many people think that these are the only muscles. Well, it's not like that. There are many more muscles than this. So what does muscle do? Muscular tissue or muscle causes movement of our body. The movement of hand, legs, etc. that you see is caused by muscular tissue. But there are many other movements than this, like if I ask you, can you move your hand? Definitely yes, we can move our hand, we can punch people, we can beat people, we can dance. So we can move our hand, but can we stop your heartbeat? No, the heart movement cannot be stopped. So there are two type of movement, the movement of hand and the movement of heartbeat. One can be done as our wish, like we can move our hand with our wish, but we cannot stop the heart beating. So this indicates that these hand muscles and heart muscles are different, means they are not same, they are made up of something different. That something different we are going to study in this lecture. Also, can we stop the digestion process in the stomach? Let's say I got up today in the morning, I ate something, and then I decide that I don't want to digest it. Well, it does not work like that. We have to digest it. The stomach will digest it with or without our will. So we cannot stop our heartbeat nor we can stop movement in stomach. So these two are not controlled by us, but the movement of hand is controlled by us. So we can say that there will be different muscles that will be responsible for different movement. So we will study different type of muscles in this tutorial. Okay, so in this slide we will see how does muscle cause movement. Well, this is just a answer for your knowledge, it's not in your syllabus, but here we will see how does the muscle actually cause movement. Let's see, this is the bone, these are the bones of hand, like this, and these two bones are connected by a muscle. Now this muscle, if we zoom in and see, there will be muscle cells. Now this muscle cell will reduce in size. Many muscle cells will reduce in size. This is called contraction. So here this muscle will contract and the hands will become like this. So the movement of hand has occurred. So these muscle cells have contracted and this end pulls this here, this end pulls it here, and this muscle gets shortened in length and the hand movement occurs. And again they will relax and become in same size. Here also bone will become same size. So this is how the movement of bones occur with the help of muscles. So muscles are attached to the bones and they cause movement. These are striated or voluntary muscles that we learn in next classes. But what we have seen here is how this muscle cause movement of bones. This is a class of muscle called striated or voluntary muscles that controls the bones or skeleton of our body. Okay, so I said that we can move the muscles of hands and legs but cannot move heart. So there are different type of muscle at different areas of our body. So there are three different type of muscle. They are striated muscle, smooth muscle and cardiac muscle. Once again, striated muscle, smooth muscle and cardiac muscle. Now let's see where they are found. So these are some of the images of parts of our body. So you can see that the hand muscles, these are the muscles in the hands. These are the muscles of our digestive system or alimentary canal. Somewhere here you can see the stomach. They are all made up of muscles. Somewhere muscles are there. And this is the heart, which is again made up of different type of muscle. So we can feel that here here we can control the muscles of our hand. but we cannot the control muscle of our heart or this alimentary canal. So the muscles which we can control with our own will whenever we want to move it, whichever the way we can move it, those muscles are called voluntary muscle. Voluntary means something which occurs from our own will. The hand which moves is called, the movement of hand legs is called a voluntary movement, means if we want to move it, we move it, we can move it. The muscles which we cannot move, like this heart muscle and stomach muscles, are involuntary muscle, means if even if we want to move it, we won't be able to move it. So the heart muscle are called cardiac muscles, these stomach muscles are called smooth muscles, and the movement of skeleton, hand, leg, etc. are called straighted muscle. These smooth muscles are present in many different areas. Example, stomach, blood vessel, that we will study in the next classes. And these straightened muscles are present in the skeleton, hands, legs, etc. But the cardiac muscle, these cardiac muscle are present only and only in the heart. Nowhere except the heart these cardiac muscles are present. So now we will study the structure of these different types of muscle, and we will find out why these muscles are different from each other. Okay, so we talked about three different type of muscles: striated muscle, smooth muscle, and cardiac muscle. So what are striations? What actually does the word striation means? So striations are alternate light and dark bands. Alternate light and dark bands, like this. If you say this is a dark band, then this is somewhat light band. This is again a dark band. This is a light band. So you see, alternate dark and light bands are called striations. Now in these straighted muscles you will find alternate dark and light bands. So they are called straighted muscles because of the striations, yeah, striations in them. Alternate dark and light bands are found in those type of muscle. So we call them straighted muscle. So we have three different classes of muscle: straighted muscle, smooth muscle, and cardiac muscle. Now we will study the shape of these three muscles. Okay, so one important thing that you should keep in mind in this entire lecture is that the cardiac muscle. Now which are the cardiac muscle? Muscles of the heart. Heart have cardiac muscle. No other part of the body have cardiac muscle. This cardiac muscle have function like smooth muscle and structure like straighted muscles. Now, how is that possible? You see, the cardiac muscle are involuntary. We saw that the smooth muscle are also involuntary. Both are involuntary muscles. We cannot move them. And cardiac muscle and straighted muscle have same structure. Yes, they have striations, or they both have bands. Striations are alternate light and dark bands. So one thing you keep in mind that will help you in function and the differences of these muscles is that cardiac muscle have function like smooth muscle, structure like straighted muscles. Okay, so this is the diagram of these three different type of muscles. These are smooth muscle, straighted muscles, and cardiac muscle. Now what we will do is that we will draw this three diagram again, and we will try to find what is difference in these three all muscles. Okay, so let us draw the diagram of these three muscles. First muscle is smooth muscle. So recall, where were the smooth muscle found? The smooth muscle were found in the stomach or on the wall of the intestine or alimentary canal. So we will draw the diagram of this smooth muscle. How does this smooth muscle look like? This is one muscle cell of smooth muscle, and this is another muscle cell. So when you look at the smooth muscle, you will find that each cell have only one nucleus, and these are pointed at the ends, means you see the ends are pointed. So these are smooth muscle cells. And now we will draw the diagram of striated muscle. Now striated muscle were the muscles of hands and skeletal which we can control. The striated muscles are somewhat long, like a cylinder. These are two this is a striated muscle cell. Now what we have to remember here is that here in smooth muscle one nucleus was found in one cell. Here many nucleus are found in one cell. In striated and smooth muscle we saw one thing, that these two cells are not connected, means here there is no connection between cells. And in the striated muscle, as the name indicates, there are striation, means there are bands like this. These are dark and light bands. These bands are called striations, as we have studied earlier. Now the smooth muscle, the cardiac muscle. Now what I told earlier is that cardiac muscle look like striated muscle and function like smooth muscle. So when we draw the structure of cardiac muscle, it will be somewhat like the striated muscle only. But there is some difference. It's not exactly like the striated muscle. So it's cylindrical like this, like striated muscle. And let's draw the striations. As stated, cardiac muscle also have the alternate like dark and light bands called the striations in it. So the cardiac muscle look like striated muscle, but there is only one difference, that these muscles are branched. Branch, what does a branch mean? These are called branches that appear from the straight line. So these two cells are connected by this branch, while these two cells are not connected, and these two cells also they are not connected. So the cardiac muscle, there is a connection between cells, or they are branched. And also the cardiac muscle, one cell is present in one nucleus is present in each cell. They are not multinucleated. Uninucleated means one cell, one nucleus in one cell, like this, one nucleus in one cell. These are multinucleated, more than one nucleus in single cell. So now we'll note it down pictorially. So smooth muscle are non-striated, means this smooth muscle that you saw, spindle shaped pointed ends, they do not have this striation. No striation present in smooth muscle. They are smooth like this. So no striations are present in this muscle. So they are called smooth muscle. They are non-striated. Striated muscle are obviously have striation, so they are called striated muscle. Again, you need to know what are striations. Striations are nothing but these bands. Alternate light and dark bands are called striations. They are just bands present in a muscle cell. So striated muscle and cardiac muscle, their striations are alternate light and dark bands. So striated muscle and cardiac muscle both have striation, while smooth muscle do not have striation. So that's why they are called smooth. Smooth means no bends, no striation. So it's easy to remember now. So now if we have to draw a diagram of these three, we can simply tell that you see smooth muscle. Smooth means no striation. The one with no striation is like this. Striated muscles cylindrical and they have striations, many nucleus, done. Cardiac muscle, there is only one difference in cardiac muscle is they are structurally similar like striated muscles, but they have branches. These two cells are connected. That's it. So simple to draw the diagrams now. So and the cardiac muscle are also striated. Two of them are striated and one is not striated. So now long and pointed ends. Smooth muscle, as we saw, they are long and their ends are pointed. Striated muscles are long but they are cylindrical or they are like cylinder. and cardiac muscles are also long and cylindrical. So that line you have to remember that cardiac muscle have structure or diagram same as straighted muscle but function like smooth muscle. So both cardiac and smooth muscle are involuntary, while the structure of cardiac and smooth muscle structure of straighted and smooth muscle is same. So I am repeating these things so that you can sure that you don't have to revise again and you learn it at one shot. So once again, cardiac muscle have function like function like smooth muscles and structure like straighted muscles. Both of them have striations. So cardiac muscle have structure like straighted muscle and function like smooth muscle. That is, both are involuntary. Now, smooth muscle is unbranched. Unbranched means there is no branches between these two, no branches. They are separated. Straighted muscles are also unbranched, while cardiac muscles are branched. This is the only muscle which is branched. Now, talking about nucleus, they are uninucleated. That is, one nucleus in one cell. One cell have only one nucleus when talk about smooth muscles. The straighted muscles are multinucleated while the cardiac muscles are again uninucleated. So we are again going to read this statement which says cardiac muscle have function like, repeat with me, smooth muscle. They have function like smooth muscle. They are involuntary but structure like straighted muscle. They have bends. Both straighted muscle and cardiac muscle have bends. What are bends? Bends are striations, alternate like dark and light bends. Smooth muscles are non-straighted muscles and involuntary because we cannot control them. So you remember one thing, that the muscle which do not have striation, we do not control them. Muscle which has striations, we control them. Striated muscle, voluntary muscle. Non-striated muscle, involuntary muscle. Simple. They are smooth muscle. So they do not have striations, so they are called non-striated or smooth muscle. They are involuntary muscles. Now where they are located? Important thing is where they are located. So you see, these muscles are found at alimentary canal. What is alimentary canal? The alimentary canal is the passage of food, pathway of passage of food, starting from mouth right up till anus where food gets out. This alimentary canal have muscles. Now you will wonder that when this alimentary canal needs to move, does it move at all? So yes, the stomach does movement, which is churning movement, or the stomach mixes food inside by the movement. So wherever there is movement, there is a muscle. So the muscle of stomach or alimentary canal is smooth muscle or involuntary muscle, as we cannot control its movement. The second is walls of blood vessel. Now you see, these are the blood vessels. In the hand you must see some blood vessels. Can you willingly reduce the size of the blood vessel? No, we cannot. You are going to try, but you can't reduce the size of that blood vessel. So the blood vessel are involuntary. The muscles which are present on the walls of the blood vessel are involuntary muscles, and the muscles of iris of eye are also involuntary muscles, so we cannot move them. So involuntary muscle is non-stated muscle is smooth muscle. To talk about the last muscle, which are cardiac muscle. Now what I told you, that cardiac muscle are only found in the heart. You saw that the skeleton muscle or stated muscle were found in hands and legs, many different locations. Smooth muscle or non-stated muscle were also found in many different locations like iris of eye, stomach, alimentary canal, etc. But this cardiac muscle is only present in heart, only and only in heart, no different area. Now, what is the characteristic of this cardiac muscle? They are involuntary muscle, just like smooth muscle. They are muscles of heart. But what is so special about them? Why are they classified different? If they are involuntary muscle, they should be put in smooth muscle category. But why are they different? Is that they never get fatigue. What does the word fatigue means? Means they never rest. Means they never stop the movement until you die. They will never rest in your entire life. Means if you run like 10 kilometer, 20 kilometer, 30 kilometer, then your muscles of hands and legs will get tired or they will get fatigue. Fatigue means getting tired. Simple word. Fatigue means getting tired. The muscles of your hands will get tired. The muscles of eyes, everything will get tired, but the heart will never get tired in your entire life. It starts beating when the baby is born and it will stop beating when you will die. It never stop or never get tired or never get fatigue. So this makes the cardiac muscle to put in a different class. Yes, they never get fatigue. So we quickly revise